Thank you, sir. Thank you for introducing everyone. Uh, uh, Mr. Rao, I think Mr. Rao's logged on.
I'm here. I'm here. Good afternoon. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, I'm very much here.
Welcome to the show. Sir, my first question to you is, what is the government doing about promoting golf in the country? If you can just talk a little bit about that.
Well, we have. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajan ji and Indrajit ji, and I congratulate this initiative. And I am sure this initiative will lead to many more exciting initiatives in developing golf in this country. So with latest thing, Aditi show, coming positioning herself as fourth in the Olympics, it gives a big boost to the younger generation, not only in the girls side, but also in all the boys are excited to take golf seriously in this country. Well, to reply to your question, Government of India and the Minister of Tourism has always been supporting the development of golf to its policy of niche tourism. So in our tourism policy, we have niche tourism funds are earmarked for this, both for construction of golf courses as well as conducting tournaments. And you know very well that many of the organizations, they are regularly coming to MOT and seeking financial support in conducting the tournaments across the country. And also concentrating on construction of the golf courses. If you know that we spent more than 60 crores rupees to construct a golf course in the Mizoram recently, which was inaugurated last year, and many more to come, depending on the viability and also the proposals which come. We will take it up later. But as far as the promotion is concerned, yes, very much actively involved. Last 2 months back, we have conducted, before the second wave, it was in the month of April, we conducted in Jammu Kashmir. It was incredible under Incredible India. It was completely done by Minister of Tourism, and ITDC was also did this event. So when you cannot certainly compare with the USA, which has got more than 12 to 13,000 golf courses, and Europe and other parts of the country, other parts of the world. But whatever we have, around 230, 240 golf courses, and 180 are owned by the army golf courses. But getting golf course at right place and try to develop it as a major infrastructure there to attract tourists. We know very well, places like Goa, places like Kerala, and they don't have really good golf courses. In case Goa gets a good golf course, certainly it's already an international destination, major international destination, beach destination. And imagine if we have three golf courses there, 18 hole. The people may come directly from Korea, from Japan, and the Chinese people will come through charter flights. You know very well how golf tourism is propagated by other countries. Our endeavor is also to see that we try to reach that level in due course, but attempts have already been made.
Thank you so much, sir. We all get to see Incredible India in almost all the major golf events in India. And I think without the government support, the game has no chance of growing in the country. Thank you so much. We'll be coming back to you, sir.
No, actually, I have requested Mr. Rajanji because I need to go for some other meeting now.
Right.
So I thought I'll speak to you later. So you may excuse me, but then I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking your time out.
Just you have to be present for 2 minutes. If you can make it for 2 minutes, I'll be
of course, yes. Of course,
yeah.
Yes.
So I want to come to Mr. Rajan. Mr. Rajan Sehgal, can you give us a little insight about golf in India as far as the tourism is concerned?
Okay, so thank you very much, GCS and MAI, for giving us this platform. And first of all, you asked Mr. Rao about the contribution of Ministry of Tourism. You can see his presence in the webinar during his busy schedule, which shows that how concerned is the Ministry of Tourism about the segment of golf tourism. So, we are doing a lot. Mr. Rao taken an initiative with Ministry of Tourism and Jammu and Kashmir. And on the 12th and 13th of April, we did a 2 days event where golf was also one of the event. And with the help of Ministry of Tourism and Chamber, we are doing the fourth International Golf Tourism Conclave in Pahalgam. So that's what I want to tell Mr. Rao, that we are really grateful to you. I think that is his first webinar after taking over as the Director General of Ministry of Tourism. So I think you people are all lucky. We are all lucky that he is giving his presence. He has to take a flight now, but he has assured that he will join us. Thank you very much, sir, once again for joining us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
And now I'll come to the Golf Course Superintendent and Managers Association of India. I think, first of all, grateful to you that you are the one who manage, and maintain the golf course. I think this is the golf course where we spend 4.5 hours in the fresh air. We take a lot of positive energy in the golf course. We do a lot of networking. And if we are playing with our potential business partner, and if we lose to him, we get a lot of business from him also. So I think this is a beautiful thing. And as far as the golf tourism is concerned, I'll tell you, we had a brainstorming session with Ministry of Tourism in the past 6 to 7 years back to make a golf tourism policy, which they really helped us in making a golf tourism policy under niche tourism. Mr. Arun Ayyar, everybody is sitting here, Girish Indra is sitting here. We all went together, and to take this initiative further, we have formed India Golf Tourism Association. And we are working, Mr. A.K. Singh is again working very closely with us. Mr. Vijit is part of our ICTA also. And, our aim is to bring India on the international golf tourism map. And in the last few years, we have done 3 international golf tourism conclaves where we have invited at least 40 to 45 golf tour operators from various parts of potential golf tourism countries. They came to India, they interacted with our golf course owners, they interacted with golf tour operators, with hoteliers, with airlines. Then we took them to various golf courses to play. And, and with PhD Chamber of Commerce, every year we do an international golf tourism conclave. It's a 2 days event. Half a day we do panel discussions where we invite again the diplomats, the pro golfers, the golf associations, the golf media. We do lots of brainstorming. Next day, we have a great golf tournament. We already covered cities like Pune, Srinagar, Jaipur, and now we are doing on 8th and 9th October in Pahalgam. So as you know, India is the only country which gives golf throughout the year, which no other country can offer. If you are having a 42 degrees temperature in Delhi or in North, you can take a 1-hour flight and go to Jammu and Kashmir. There are 4 to 5 different golf courses. When a golfer travels with his 15 kilogram of golf bag, he wants to at least play 3 to 4 different golf courses. So we have beautiful golf triangles. We have beautiful golf circuits, whether it's north, east, south, or west. So this is the beauty of India. And we don't only offer golf, but we have golf plus. People play, lots of people are going to Thailand. Nobody culture, history, monuments, cuisine, and shopping. And there are so many things to do, And we have, before this COVID, we have British golfers. And I think Rajan Kapoor, my friend, interacted with them at the Delhi golf course. And they were so amazed after playing 5 rounds of golf at different cities in India. And everybody recommended that people should come and play in India. So golf tourism is doing wonderful. And I think these are the platforms, these are the associations we have to work together to bring India on the golf tourism map. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. Rajan Kapoor, I would like to come to you. I believe you're a very keen golfer, and you've played all over the world. So I would just like you to give us some insight about how you see golf tourism, or how we can improve as a golfer. What would you like to see in India? Mr. Kapoor, could you hear me?
Oh, is that question to me?
Yes,
Sorry,
yes.
I lost. I couldn't hear in between the name who was being addressed. So
Okay, okay.
I saw Girish smiling, so I thought it was his turn. But anyway, first of all, Rajan is doing a wonderful job. I like his enthusiasm, and as we were in the same college, and uh, I've seen him how passionate he is in promoting this subject and this area. So all I can share, while coming to this webinar, I was thinking, what can I share? So I was thinking that the experiences that we have abroad in the golf destinations, that is what we need to kind of replicate here. You go to the golf destination, whether Rajan mentioned about Thailand. Now, Thailand has many other reasons also to be there. And but at the same time, there are destinations like when our team won this tournament, which is called World Corporate Golf Tournament, and we were taken to La Manga in Spain. There is no shopping, there is no nothing, but people who come there, they come with a very keen commitment of playing golf in different surroundings, in different courses, and also there are very few, go to a fine dining restaurant out of our own hotel. We had to drive almost an hour away, but within the hotel there were good restaurants and good places. So I don't think many people left the provinces or left the area and enjoyed playing golf there. So I would, it is important that we try and see how some of the other golf destinations in the world are working. And on the similar lines, because golfers would like to see the same, their convenience of traveling, their convenience of, and then we have many added advantages, as Rajan mentioned, one that we have many season golf courses. Like right now, when I'm talking to you, I'm sitting in a place which is about half an hour away from a golf course, but it's about 300 kilometers from Delhi. So there are choices in cool environments and cool areas. Is one area. So basically, I think we need to kind of duplicate what we see in the other parts of the world, the golf destinations, and that's where the main thing comes, and then adopt it to the Indian way and Indian surroundings and Indian culture. So to start with, this is all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Girish, I'll be coming to you. I mean, we've played golf for over 30 years, and you've been a very highly competitive national golfer. And you're in the industry. So, Girish, what are your views, especially, post-COVID? How do we get back and do better in the golf industry, especially with the tourism angle?
Firstly, I want to thank President Arun as well as President Rajan for getting me on this webinar. I think it's a privilege to be here. And I think what is very important as we move on is, to get tourism going, hotels are very important. So for me, just what I keep trying to do is convert, make golf-friendly hotels. In fact, in one of our sessions in Jaipur, which Rajan had mentioned, I had also said this, that I would also go ahead and get all the general managers of assets involved in golf. Because today, like exactly what Rajan Kapoor said, when you went to La Manga and you go to this international destination, those hotels are ready to receive golfers. But here, I think 95% of our hoteliers don't even know what golfers, what their need is. And that's very, very important. And, I'll give you a small example. I had someone walk in who was staying in my hotel. There were 4 guests from the US. And suddenly, when I walked in the morning at 9 o'clock, I saw golf bags at the concert. And I said, who's this guest? And then I walked up to the guest and I spoke to them. And they were in Delhi. And they said, we are looking around a place. So can you imagine what I did for them? I mean, I set them up the Delhi Golf Club for a game. I set them up at JP for a game. I set them up at DLF for a game. And they just couldn't believe it. So this is what is required. And more hotels must get golf friendly to actually push tourism. Post-COVID, you've actually seen that we have a very, very strong domestic golf circuit also. We have very good golf courses. And there are golfers growing by every day. You see more and more golfers coming, especially like what Mr. Rao said, after Aditi has done wonders there. I mean, I think this is the right time to break into all these smaller cities and even push domestic tourism. Because for us, we just need 2 4-balls. You're all golfers sitting here on this panel, I can see. You just need 2 4-balls. Get into a car, drive to Chandigarh, drive to Agra. You can, for the international circuit, you do Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. Jaipur is a reasonable golf course. Delhi has 7 courses in and around. Agra needs some help. So I think these are the things we need to feature on it, because once they finish this, the ladies can go out shopping and doing kind of stuff. But there also must be some sightseeing involved, some other Indian culture that you must offer to your international clients. So that's the way I look at it. I mean, Arun is one of the bigger guys who gets in people and gets in groups into the country as well. He sends golfers out, and he manages these youngsters, doing these JTB and these small tournaments, which is the need of the hour, and that's how you actually improve and move on this on the golf circuit. So that's the way I would look at this whole thing. We have enough destinations. You talk about Shillong, half the people have not even played there. It's a beautiful. It's just mind blowing. Pahalgam,
especially on a clear day, you see the entire Himalayan range.
Absolutely, Energy. You played all those tournaments here.
Yeah.
The Shillong Open, Meghalaya Open, and all that. I mean, it's like bliss. So that's the way I look at it. You go to a small place like Vizag, people have not even heard of it, but what a beautiful golf course they've created there. And it's a naval golf course, and it's outstanding. And there's so much to do there. You have a beach there, you have a course there, it's a real little party town. So, these are the things we need to have the tourism ministry to push. And I'm glad Mr. Rao in the first fortnight that he's taken over as the DG is come out with it. Because I know in the last event, Mr. Arvind Singh and Rupinder Brar were there pushing it, and the tourism ministry is definitely pushing it. So I think it's us guys, like I said, even last time, you have the dance floor, but we have to get there and dance. You've got to get the people there. And I think that's the way to do it.
Thanks, Girish. Before I go to Mr. Arun Iyer, I just wanted to add, golf, I think is a unique sport when it comes to tourism, because that's the only sport where people actually travel and play. You'll really hear someone going to go and play tennis, he wants to go on tennis tourism or on badminton or on people go for a football match, or they go for a football tournament or a cricket tournament. But golf is the only sport, I think, where people go out and want to play different golf courses. So I think it's a fantastic opportunity for us to, break through and get people from across the world, especially a neighboring countries. Mr. Iyer, you are very, very involved with doing tournaments, with doing events as well as tourism. Why don't you give us your take on especially events connected to tourism?
First of all, let me thank all the sponsors for having me here. It's giving us an opportunity to express ourselves and make some value possible. from the whole discussion that we have. Globally, as per the last data at the IGTM, which I attended in Morocco, 55 million golfers travel worldwide on golfing vacation. And India is, unfortunately, even though we get about 10.8 million inbound tourists, the number of golfers coming into play is very, very little. And globally, golfers spend more money than anybody. That's the known fact. But what happens is we need to change this perception of India not being just a cultural or a spiritual or a yoga or a Ayurvedic center, to add a plus of golf to it, so that the perception of people coming here is just not restricted only to this thing. When we say that we have such golf courses, and we have done. The second way, and you spoke about the events, is like we should have a signature event. We should learn from the best practices that have been practiced by other countries around. So, for example, previously, before this government change, Sri Lanka used to conduct the annual event called the Sri Lankan Golf Classic. And I have attended two of the events. Fortunately, 500 and 600 people would come from different parts of the world to come and play there. It would be a 5-6 day mela. The airline, the government would do wine, dine, and dance. But people would then go to from Colombo. The event would be for 3 days, and people will then go to Nuwara Elia and other places. So that's a kind of way they had that. And similarly, Bulgaria does another program where they do the Cape Kaliaraka Cup, where 3 rounds of golf are played in 3 different golf courses, the Thracian Lake, the other 2, the Lighthouse, or the Black Sea Rama, every year. And, hundreds of golfers worldwide come there and play. If we can have a signature cup called Incredible India Cup, where people are coming from all over the world, and this becomes an event in itself in terms of a government-sponsored event where we all as tour operator bring in our people. We as association bring in the media, get some tour operators on familiarization, and make it a standard event that goes into different cities in India in different time. Every year it's a different city. It's not restricted to only Delhi, Agra, Jaipur. You have the Bangalore circuit, you have the Northeast circuit. So what happens is then every year, if it becomes an annual event, then there is somebody looking forward to coming and playing. Now we have reinvented ourselves, and this year we are doing something called a parent-child tour or the longest drive tour. These are the kinds of events that we have started, and as a pioneer into this industry. And fortunately, now again, with the pandemic going down, we are able to schedule it, and the Ministry of Tourism is also happy to support. But like Girishji said about the domestic tourism, we have one big hurdle there. The one biggest hurdle in the domestic tourism is taking your golf baggage in the domestic flights. You got to have either a small, kind of a mini kit that you can carry. Otherwise, just now, I just wanted to share my experience of coming to Kashmir to play golf and back. Well, I had to pay nearly 8,000 to 9,000 rupees on excess baggage. The guys didn't leave you. Like you said, this is what it is. So this kind of, if you have, so what will happen is people will either come and say Bangalore, they will play that area where they can go by surface and they will fly out. You can't have people flying in domestic with the golf bag. So in fact, during the Kashmir visit, I spoke to Arvind Singh ji, and he said he was in the Civil Aviation Ministry before, and he will understand the need. And as an association, we are also approaching him that fix a standard tariff for sports equipment, be it a cricket set or be it a golf kit. Make the person 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees, then we know it's a part of the deal. But not that at the airport one goes and he's made to charge. So these are all the small kind of things we have.
Because I think a golf set weighs about 15 kilos. On an average, if you take a
12
golf
kilos,
set.
you can say every year.
Yeah.
So this is one of the issues. Secondly, we also can have some good brand ambassadors for golf. In fact, Bulgaria has chosen Shiv Kapoor as their ambassador. Thailand has chosen Vani Kapoor. We have now recently selected Kapil Devji as he's a legend, no doubt. But the golfers in Germany would not know him. If we should have somebody from the PGA or American Asian Tour or the European Tour top golfer as our ambassador. That's where it would make a more difference. And also, of course, we have our Aditi, a golfer being a golf ambassador rather than a cricketer would be my take, because I do have a lot of respect for Kapilji for his cricket and is of course good golfer, but as a sport, as he's identified as a cricketer, not as a golfer. That was just my take. Yeah.
Right. Mr. Sehgal, a little bit, if you can shed some light on, what we are actually doing about this golf equipment. I mean, me being a professional golfer and having played the last 30 years, I've been at the real end of, getting to pay, I think, lakhs and lakhs of rupees in excess baggage over. Sometimes it made more sense to fly business class, because the amount of money you would pay, you would rather fly business class and carry the golf set. So what are we really doing about it, Mr. Sehgal?
Yeah, it's a very good point. Like Thailand, Thai Airways waive off the golf bag. They don't charge you for the golf bag. But we have taken up this. We have a regular golf tourism meetings with Ministry of Tourism, where this point has already been conveyed to the Civil Aviation Ministry, that please charge fixed price for a golf bag or any sports equipment. But I think now our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji met the Olympians yesterday at his house, and he asked them to give in writing what are the challenges they are facing. So I think we should also add this point in that. Otherwise, I think on a lighter note, whenever you are, Girish Bindra is traveling, he raised the stakes of betting in the golf, to cover up the excess baggage charges, So this is on a lighter note, but we have taken up this thing, and I think we'll do something. At least airlines like Indigo, because they are on our panel also, and we'll definitely take this point in this. And other things also, like the connectivity wise, the hotels which are very close, that there are some courses, the private courses which are not giving slots to foreign tourists. We have to, when we make the golf itineraries, we have to make sure that they travel, they play golf during the weekdays, So these are the things, which we are doing. And in fact, last year, the Ministry of Tourism invited all the stakeholders from all over India. We had a one-day session, and lots will be happening. And I think with Mr. Rao taking over as GM, and he's again an avid golfer. So let's see if we can bring some good results.
Right, thanks. Girish, I wanted to come to you because it's quite interesting. There are so many golf courses, around. There's a lot of hotels around the golf courses. What would you, if you had to give like 5 points on how the hotel should look at promoting golf? What would be your 5 points that you would tell the GMs of the hotels or to the board of the hotels on how to promote golf or attract golfers?
What is happening now is, there are certain hotels that are getting into this. They are even putting up simulators. But my first point would be to, just start with a putting green, because all hotels have vast land and you just need a small patch, just to inculcate the interest, even if the non-golfer, if you just inculcate their interest and create a putting green. Because I remember many years back when I used to be at the Park Royal, the Intercontinental, I created this putting green and I did a little competition at the bar. And we had about 40 odd golfers in the Delhi Golf Club and we had great fun. So this is the kind of stuff that you need to do. That is, one thing which will push it and people will start talking about it. I know Taj Palace has a putting green. I know Eros has. So this is something that, is important. And then you start pushing it and tell people that this is what is available. Second thing, what I would like to do is, because a golfer has different kind of needs. Now, especially when you're playing in the morning, you want to get out. If you have a tee off at 6:15 or 6:30 in the morning, you do not want to have a heavy breakfast. You can have a slight, a packed breakfast or a light breakfast. You can do a takeaway. These are the kind of things that the hotels must understand, because, you should ensure that the rooms are not put next to a lift, because if you want to sleep in peace, especially when you're going to play an event, a tournament, say if your room is next to a lift, the lift will be banging up and down, and you can't get a sound sleep. These are small things. You should ensure that your housekeeping staff is not bothering you, your requests are met. Things like this are very, very important. So I actually was having a discussion with Mr. Rajan Sehgal the last time, and I was saying that maybe we should do something for the hospitality trade, just to do a seminar or do some kind of a workshop and invite about 30, 40 general managers, maybe from big chains, and then, let it penetrate down so they can talk to rest of the people, maybe the sales people, plus the GMs, and that will help, because, they have to understand what it is. And even if you have to do a special course and give them a special sort of a tariff to go on the driving range and get involved, because I keep trying to tell them that, golf is one game where you have 4.5 hours of time with an individual. I mean, the kind of business that's done on the golf course is crazy, because you have a one-on-one time there. You can't do that in a boardroom, and you can't do that in an office. So these are the kind of things. Rajan is laughing because he understands where I'm coming from. Because we do a lot of talking when we are playing together. So these are some of the things that they must understand. And this is something, I think we will move forward with this and try and do a workshop, a 2-day workshop. Maybe we'll take Arun's help, and we'll do something like that to invite some of the non-golfers. They have a few general managers who are golfers, but it's always good to get more in the bag to push the sport.
Right, even little things. I mean, especially hotels which are around golf courses, even the bell desk, just to get a reassurance from them that they'll handle your golf set properly and not put it on the trolley upside down. Little things. I think just if the bell desk is a little sensitized in these hotels, especially the ones which are, around golf courses or looks after golf clubs, a golfer feels, I remember guarding my golf set all the way to the room, or sometimes, I just carry my golf set up because I'm not sure how the bellboy is going to bring it up to my room. So little things, I think a course would definitely help.
Yeah, I agree with you. In fact, I'll give you a little incident, because holiday in Panchkula, which is in Chandigarh, that gentleman used to report into me. And I went there when I took over that hotel, and I had a chat with all the front office guys, and I said, the golf course is actually, it's less than 50 yards from the exit of the gate, and you just walk there. And there's one row of rooms that actually overlook the golf course. So I told him the first thing you'll need to do is you need to hike the price by 2,000 rupees and say, this is golf view rooms. I said, because this is something that you need to do, and this is how you make money. At the same time, you must understand everyone must be golf friendly in the hotel, whether it's a chef, and a lot of events, we've done a lot of events there, because a lot of people now, when they go to play tournaments there, they stay in that hotel. And I told them, I said, you can't give sagwala meat and you can't give butter chicken there, because the diet also has to be very golf friendly and tournament friendly. So these are little things, like you said, the bellboys, the front office, all these things make so much of a difference.
Right. So Mr. Sehgal, this is for both, I think Mr. Sehgal as well as Mr. Iyer. So just feel free to come in. What kind of events are you looking at to promote the game? I think just to, give you a little idea also, I think with the pandemic, golf has got a new life, because the golf was on a downtrend worldwide. People found golf to be too time consuming, and today suddenly golf is the game what people want to play, because it's probably the safest sport. So how do we, as being in the travel industry, how do we actually take advantage of this with events and things? So this is for both. This is actually open to everybody. So please come in, whoever wants to. Mr. Sehgal,
I'd like to say a few things.
Sure, Mr. Kapoor.
Getting certain, the bell desk, as Girish pointed. I think the bell desk, let's say in a place like Delhi, the bell desk should be fully aware about which are the golf courses where you can go and play, pay and play, or you need to be a member, etc. And how far is it, etc. This information, I think, you can, as an association, take this initiative by availing all the hotels to at least the people at the bell desk should know surely about, they do know about where the shopping center is, where this is that, but golf course and which are the golf courses they are free to go and play. It's not just a question of there are golf courses and you don't need to be a member during the weekday, etc., etc. So that's important. Also reminds me, when you talk about hotels, my company used to conduct a golf tournament here, where I am right now, in the Nainital area. And here is a small golf course, though it's an 18-hole golf course in the governor's house. And we conducted this tournament for almost 8-10 years. And the main issue used to be with the golfers, where would they stay, So hotels was a problem, especially in the season time we did the tournament. And then it used to be that people would, soon after the tournament, they may not even stay for prizes. They want to go back, etc. So those are the things. Although I would like to share one interesting episode that I had at Delhi Golf Club, that how golfers connect with each other. Now, if that will give you a hint for your own promotions or what you're aspiring. It so happened that we were playing golf, and after the ninth hole, we were going to sit at the Annexe, and I saw these 4 Sikh gentlemen who were looking a little lost, but because they were wearing different kind of pagdi, so I thought they are not from here. They look more like NRIs. So I approached them and I asked them, I said, can I help you? So they say that, look, we are golfers. We've come here to see Delhi Golf Club. And now, before going back, we see a lot of people sitting in the sun and having food. And we wanted to have, the waiter told us that, look, you're not members. And so I just held one of their hands and took them to the pub. And it used to be open outside at the pub. I made them sit there. I signed for them. And I said, eat and drink what you like. So they had kebab, whatever they had. And after the 18th hole, when I came back, they were waiting for me because they had checked with the waiter what the bill was. And it was 7,000 odd rupees or something like that. So they wanted to give me the cash. I said, no, there's no need, etc. My golfing friends, my other 4 balls said, why are you paying for them? I said, no, it's all right. Yeah, they are guests from abroad and things like that. So it happened, and I signed for them. And then we changed the numbers. And I said, when I'm in London next, because I go often and play golf in London. So I told them, when I'm there next, I'll give you a call. Now, to cut the story short, after 2 months, I go to London. I was picked up from the airport by these people, put in a Cessna aircraft, taken to Scotland for a 3-day fully paid golf that I had. So, I've tried to tell you how the golfers can connect with each other and how they repay. And one would never have thought that you're signing a 7,000 rupees bill for them, and it will be so much. Now we are very good friends, and they hardly come here, but when I go there, I play golf with them. So golfing community, or the people who golf, have a different, outlook, and how they behave and how they also, once I attended this exhibition, which is I think the annual exhibition that is held in Florida. I think Orlando or somewhere, the International Golf by PGA. So there were so many clothing stands were there. Half the exhibition was clothing stands. So I went to one of the leaders, clothing leader. I said, what is the percentage of your clothes that you sell to golfers and non-golfers? So I wasn't surprised. He told me that more than 60% of the golf clothing is worn by non-golfers. So people are proud to wear. So that's about the clothing or getting associated with golf, because a lot of these builders are announcing new buildings and saying golf this and golf that, whereas there
Right,
is no
sir.
golf around. But this is a brand that is encashed so much. So we should look at how to encash it more and more.
Right. So, Mr. Sehgal, just coming to you, what are the plans to actually take advantage of this situation?
The members among us, we are, there is no inbound, no outbound happening at the moment. The entire world is at standstill, but the domestic tourism is happening. The golf courses are open right from Jammu Kashmir to deep south. So what we golf tour operators are doing, we are promoting golf tourism. We were motivating golfers from North India to go and play in South. We are, bringing people from Ahmedabad, from Calcutta to play in Srinagar, because it's a total different world for them. They were playing at Royal Calcutta Club or Polygon, but now when they played at Pahalgam or Srinagar, it's a totally different world for them, totally different experience. They thought we never experienced this kind of golf, living in Calcutta. So we are concentrating on golf, domestic golf tourism in a big way. And as you know, all the travel industry is suffering a lot from this pandemic, whether it's an airline, hotel, or a travel agent. So I think this is the right move to make good money by selling domestic golf packages, because the golfer don't compromise with the quality, whether it's a hotel or a golf course or a transport. So we are working hard to do a golf tours. And as I informed you that we believe in continuity, so our this international annual golf tourism conclave we keep on going. And with Mr. Rao, we started this tournament in Srinagar where Mr. annual cup in different cities of India every year. So this is our next move. And being the president or being the Association of India Golf Tourism, I am working very closely with state tourism boards and with Ministry of Tourism to upgrade the golf course of Agra. In Agra, there are hundreds and five-star deluxe hotels, but now sometimes infrastructure is not a plus point, is a weak point. We have given beautiful fast train to Agra. We have a Yamuna Expressway. So people reach in Agra in 1.5 hours to 2 hours. But after seeing Taj in Agra Fort, they have nothing to do in Agra. So they just move to Delhi or back, go to Jaipur. So we are, after the UP state that why don't you upgrade this 9-hole golf course? The hoteliers are willing to upgrade or to sponsor each course. And then in Madhya Pradesh, Goa or Kerala, we have to build some decent golf courses, very good golf courses, to increase the number of nights, whether it's an international travel or a domestic traveler. The best part of golf is if you have 2-3 golf courses, it means a golfer will play 3 rounds of golf. So 3 to 4 nights he will definitely spend in that city or in that state, which means a great boost to the economy for the state, for the hotel, for the employment, the caddies, the restaurants, shopping. So this is our main motive, which we are working very hard.
Mr. Iyer, I just want to add, just change my question to you a little bit. How do we get the South golfers to go and play in the North? Or how do we get the North golfers to go and play in Ahmedabad? Ahmedabad's got some really nice golf courses. So how do you see, moving golfers, say, from the South to the North, or, from the North to the West? What kind of activity does the industry need to do to take them there?
See, there are 2 challenges to it. Okay, a southerner, if he takes a Malaysian airline flight from Chennai to Kuala Lumpur, he gets his golf bag free, and he goes on a weekend and he comes back. The earlier we spoke about bringing these people on both the sides is the biggest hurdle is the airline baggage policy. If we can, do that, That is going to be fast. It is not that people are not traveling. We have to create events and create the events in such a way that people start participating. What we have done from our company side is we have created two new national events this year, which is one is called the first parent-child tournament, where the father and son or mother and daughter can become a partner, or even a grandfather and grandson can become a partner and they can play. And this is the concept that we introduced, and it has come out well. And in fact, the first tournament was supposed to be in April 17th. It got postponed due to the lockdown, but it's taking place in October. And from then onwards, we are taking it to Bangalore and Chandigarh and Pune. That's one is happening. And we also started the first time the Asia's first longest drive. This was normally seen only on television channel, on golf channel, that how things are happening in Australia or US. People are hitting 420 yards, and that we have a lot of guys from Chandigarh who can blow much bigger swing and do that. So this kind of entertainment we are bringing in, and we did the first event in Kolkata, which was a huge success. We had 80 golfers who participated. And we literally had to, go till the sundown to, finalize it. Secondly, doing these kind of events are encouraging the domestic tourism. And most importantly, the juniors. We have not discussed the juniors. I have been doing the Indian Golf Union Western India feeder tour for the last 3 years. During this pandemic, when there were a little bit of opportunities got opened, we did the Indian Western India Junior Open. The kind of children they came and played, we did all the COVID protocol policies, and the parents were also very encouraging. These kids were sitting at home, not able to go out and play, and they just came out in hundreds from Ahmedabad, Goa, children, Karnataka, people coming down to Pune and in Mumbai and play the Western India Junior Open. So there is one thing is we need to create a lot of infrastructure of training activity. We don't have any kind of, say, in a Mumbai, place like Mumbai, if you want to go and play, even learn golf, it's actually impossible, because you have either somehow one or two driving range, which is just, far away, and it's not equipped to handle. So building infrastructure, like Rajanji said, with the quality golf courses, we need to bring in the college students right from the next generation into the field. And then that's how we're going to make a real change for the mass of our country, which has a population, and this golfing community is willing to spend. We will be able to take a best advantage.
Right. I think we are running out of time. So, Girish, I just want to come to you on one point. If you remember, Girish, Maurya Sheraton had the first launch monitor in India, and we would, go out there and actually try out hitting golf balls. I think Leela also has a launch monitor now in Bangalore. And but wouldn't not only putting a launch monitor, but even putting a putt where you have a 9-hole crazy putting kind of a green in a hotel, you don't really need much space. Don't you think, Girish, something like that can also help hotels just get that little edge over someone who's at par with them in the other facilities?
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. In fact, that's what I said earlier. I think it's important, because I think that's how you create the interest. If you do that little thing and then hold little putting competitions with a drink in the evening and around the bar and stuff, and
in fact, Maurya had that golf bar, if you remember.
That's right.
Sometime,
those days I used to be with ITC.
Right. Okay.
So all this used to happen. But just coming back to one point that Arun has just said, and regarding events and getting North and South together, we need to do a 3-prong attack here. You need to get the airlines, you need to get hotels, and you need to get the golf courses together on one page. The minute you can do that, and then create this whole infrastructure, and then get people from the south to do, even if you have to, fly to Ahmedabad, do a nice event there. The minute we can get all these three together, you won the battle. You will not have an issue, because then you get special fares, you can get your golf bags free, you can get decent rates in hotels, and you have a golf, and make it an annual event. I mean, I'm sure Rajan will agree with me when I say this, because I think this is what the need of the hour is. I think we need to put these things together, get these three basic thing, your golf course, hotels, and your airlines. This is tourism. The minute you can get these on one page, you'll succeed.
One.
Right. Mr. Sehgal, I think we just got a minute, so I think we'll have the last word from you.
So, just to outcome, it's always better to bring some result out of the webinar. So I think we are grateful you are given. And before 15th of September, I assure you, Girish, I am coming to you maybe tomorrow or day after. We do the general managers meet by 10th of September. We finish this off. And second thing, which is very important, because hotels are looking for different kind of business, and this will be a plus point for them to teach them how to make golf-friendly hotels. So thank you, GCS and MAI, for giving this platform. And one result we have given you. And secondly, we have to be very quick in our decision, which I am telling ministry also. I just give you a small example. Over a breakfast meeting with the tourism minister of Mauritius, for half an hour, he said, you kindly do a promotion for my country among Indian golfers, Mauritius, a golf tourism destination. And within a week, he gave me sanction to do 3 cities golf tour, one in Delhi, one in Bangalore, one in Mumbai. And, we got 100 corporates, different 100 corporates in each city, and 2 winners from each city were invited to Mauritius to play the golf event. I think lots of people from this panel has played that tournament. They've been to Mauritius, and they were honored like anything. And the best part of Mauritius is when it is the summer in India, this is winter in Mauritius, and it's an off season for them. So these kind of things we have to also promote. And I think with all your help and together we can do wonders. Thank you once again very much.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We'll be ending the webinar at the moment. It's just one thing that I want to put across. The only positive thing I think that has come out of the pandemic is probably that golf has got a new life. And I think the tourism industry has really been hurt, just like the golf industry and other sports industry. And I think we will be the first to bounce back because this is a game which is there to stay now. And I think golf will bounce back. So I think we are looking at a good time ahead. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. We will be ending this now. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you.